Just over 2 weeks away, and we want to make sure it's fun and inclusive for all. Julie Cole joins us this morning with some of her top tips. Good morning to you, Julie.
Good morning, Will. I've got a little quiz for you.
I'm okay with that because it's Halloween oriented, which was one of my favorite days of the year.
Okay, all right. So we're going to talk about safety first. So true or false, one of the biggest dangers on Halloween is that candy will be tampered with.
I'm going with true for sure.
Okay, so you'd be wrong. This is like one of the biggest myths going.
Really?
And in fact, the only documented case of Halloween candy that had been tampered with was a parent who laced their own child's candy with arsenic. So
what?
Parents are the worst. Okay.
Whoa, okay,
yeah.
Good to know.
True or false number two. All homemade treats should be thrown out immediately. They come home,
I'm going true because of allergies and things that they may not be aware of.
Okay, I think that's kind of fair. I'm going to say it was a little bit false. This is a myth, again, that the treats are the big problem. If you're trick-or-treating your own neighborhood and old Mrs. Jones always makes candy apples, it's fine. Consider the source. But you're right, if there are any concerns, get rid of it. The point being, the safety isn't about the treats, it's about the cars.
Got it. Okay.
You know, twice as many kids, more than twice as many kids get hit by cars on Halloween. So that's why you want to dress for visibility. You want them to be seen. You want to stick to sidewalks, that sort of thing. Okay, let's move on to our inclusivity because we want Halloween to be fun for everyone. So first of all, I want to talk about kids with wheelchairs or mobility devices, right? So you want to make sure that you have a clear path that's well lit. If you happen to have stairs, set up your treat station at the bottom of your driveway or below the stairs. And if you happen to be near a Pet Value, you can pick up an accessibility sign.
Oh, great.
And put it up now. So when the kids are scoping the neighborhood about, you know, wheelchair-friendly homes, they know that you are.
Yeah, you can preset that up so they know alongside, hey, these are some of the homes that we'll be able to hit.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
I love that.
Another thing to consider are kids that are neurodiverse or have autism. Now, some will turn up with a blue bucket, and that is to alert homeowners that there might be, you know, a kiddo on spectrum, but kids don't have to disclose their diagnosis for people to be kind to them. So just be aware that kids on spectrum or who are neurodiverse often have sensory issues.
Okay.
So, you know, the strobe lights, not particularly great, the loud squeals. They might turn up without a costume, and yeah, they might turn up without a costume, and that's because they're sensory and they can't handle it. They can't even handle tags and clothes sometimes, or they might be nonverbal. You know, there are hidden disabilities, so they might not say trick or treat. Either way, hand over the treat, right?
Right, so when you see that.
Yeah, this is my cousin Molly. So my cousin's daughter Molly, she's like a champion trick-or-treater in her, look how they integrate it.
Oh my goodness.
And Molly said, you know, these were Molly's tips. You know, clear the pathway, move the car onto the road so that she can get up, and that's what we want to do. Okay, back to our neurodiverse kids. So we've got them sorted. You're going to give them candy whether or not they have costumes on or they say trick or treat. But speaking of treats, we also have a lot of kids with very bad allergies now, food allergies that are life-threatening. There's a project called the Teal Pumpkin Project. If you have a teal pumpkin on your porch, it alerts families that you have non-food items.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you know, get a few, it's easy to pick up a few little things and make it safe for our kids with food allergies. What's your take on teens? If we're talking inclusivity, let's talk about ageism. A teen turns up at your house and it's not your cameraman.
Yeah, I'm not, well, I know, I would never turn away our cameraman, Adam. I would say that I'm still gonna give them candy, but when they show up and they have like just one mask, or like nothing, and they're dressed normally, they're just looking for candy, I look at them and I say, come on guys, really, like, at least dress up.
Fair enough, you're like, I wanna see some effort. Here's the thing with teens. They come in all shapes and sizes, and they also can be neurodiverse. You might have somebody with an intellectual disability who just loves trick-or-treating. So just hand it over. People complain about teenagers on their phones and on their video games. And if they're out having a bit of fun, just, you know, hand over the candy. And people do that too with like new parents. They're like, these new parents have come to my house and their kid can't even eat candy. And it's like, give the parents the candy. They're up all night. They're just showing off their cute baby. Hand it over, participate.
Halloween is literally for everyone, which is so great because, you know, there's a way for us to be inclusive the entire time. Julie, we really appreciate your time coming up on Halloween.
I gotta mention the scariest thing though. Is like somebody stealing your candy, and that's why you want to put your Halloween Mabel's labels on your tree bag.
Well, of course.
Brother will come and say, I thought that was my candy bag when it wasn't. Or mother.
Well, being the baby of the family, I was always the one that got left with the coffee crisps. And no one wants the coffee crust.
No
Let's just
one.
make a statement. Again, appreciate your time, Julie. This is such a wonderful idea to get people prepped for Halloween.
Great. Thanks, Will.